Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we have Miranda on the show, who's selling an e-commerce and Amazon FBA business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Miranda, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. It sounds like you've got a really good business on your hands, so I'm looking forward to learning more about it. But before we dive in, I'm going to give the listeners a brief summary of the business. As I mentioned, this is an e-commerce and Amazon FBA business. It was created in February 2017, and it's in the beauty niche. The average revenue for the business is $401,435 per month, and it makes an average of $36,265 per month in net profit. The assets included with the business are an Amazon Seller Central account with 632 SKUs, a domain including all site content and files, 6 secondary domains, employee contracts, a Shopify account, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat social media accounts, trademarks, an email list with over 387,000 subscribers, a Google Ads account, a Meta business account, a TikTok ad account, a Pinterest ad account, a Trustpilot account, influencer contacts, an Asana account, SOPs, and e-commerce accounts. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 61251 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that we've gotten all of that out the way, let's hear from the seller. Miranda, can you fill us in on your background in starting and running online businesses?
This one's a bit funny because we actually had zero background or experience in online businesses. Well, I own the business with my husband, and we are professionals by trade in different industries, very different industries. And, with a young family, we found ourselves in a little bit too much debt and started a side hustle. So we found a course online that taught how to sort of set up a Shopify store and run some Facebook ads and test drop shipping products. And yeah, we got really lucky. We hit a winner. My husband had a knack for running Facebook ads. I had a knack for, sort of the basics of marketing, making sure everything looked good and copy and running the website. And everything really came together for us in an amazing way that sort of took off quite quickly with one particular product in the beauty niche. So we were still drop shipping at that time, and we niched out into beauty. We branded the product, still continued drop shipping for a little while, and then, things kind of grew from there.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's amazing that what started as a side hustle has grown into such a successful business. When you were looking for business models to try, what was it about Shopify that really caught your attention?
Shopify is just so easy for any newbie that, you can't really pass it up. There's so much plug and play. There's so much, that's just really natively built in that it makes it really easy for anyone to start running. And then the other thing that was really attractive was that drop shipping model 5 years ago. So it was an easy entry with us not having, any additional capital that we had to front for stock or all that kind of thing. Like we weren't even branded in the beginning. That sort of came later. So yeah, we were really lucky that way that the business took off without, all it was sort of blood, sweat, and tears that we put in.
Yeah, absolutely. Dropshipping certainly makes it an easy transition. When you were thinking about what products to sell, what drew you to the beauty niche?
We were testing everything at that time. It was sort of in that heyday of, just anybody selling anything through dropshipping. So we tested a whole array of things, and this one particular kind of beauty product just really took off, and we ran with it.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it took off quite quickly as well. So you started off in Shopify, but you have branched out into other platforms as well. Can you give us a walkthrough of what other income streams you have?
Yeah, so we're still primarily Shopify by a long shot. We only really gave Amazon a try like a couple of years ago, but sort of half-assed, and then again more seriously a year ago. So we're still sort of baby Amazoners, which I'm sure is shocking to many people because, there's so many FBA experts out there. But yeah, I mean, we're Australian. My accent originally is Canadian, but I've been in Australia for the last 17 years, and Amazon's not really, on the radar as much there. So we really put all of our focus on Shopify and running the Facebook ads, and we regret it now that we didn't do it 5 years ago, but we sort of, yeah, neglected that Amazon side of things. So it's still sort of in its infancy for us now, but it's growing quickly. So yeah, that's been exciting over the last year.
Yeah, it's certainly a good growth opportunity there as well. So you've come a long way with the business. It's grown very well over the years. What are the reasons you've decided to sell it now?
So we have two main reasons for this. The first one, the main one really, is that we've grown it over the last 5 years to the best of our abilities. We learned a whole new industry pretty quickly. We had success, but also made some mistakes. I feel like we weren't really confident in hiring early enough, and that we probably missed some pretty big growth opportunities because of that. Now we've hired a small team, but I do feel like to get to the next level, it needs a bigger team with expertise that I'm not even aware of, like what that expertise would be and, what kind of people I would hire for. And I'm really not feeling equipped to lead them as a business owner. So, I'm aware that you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting more and more growth. Someone's got to come in with fresh ideas and fresh expertise. And if we keep doing the same as we're doing over the next couple of years, it's unlikely that we'd even be able to maintain status quo for too long. So I feel like getting to this next level is critical, and that's going to take a team that's got experience in doing that and who's done it before. And then the second one, which I think is for most sellers with an exit plan, is, on a more personal level. We've sort of stepped back over the last couple of years while we hired our team. We're a lot more hands off now. We've had our sort of sabbatical, and we're keen to use capital to sink into some new projects and learn a new industry. We moved to Bali a year ago, and there's a lot of opportunity here. So yeah, we're looking to do some stuff here on the island with that capital.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm sure you've learned a lot of skills from this business that will serve you well in your future businesses as well. You've come a long way with this business. As you said, there's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of growth. What would you say was your biggest win since starting the business?
Just hitting that winning product as drop shippers. There's a lot of people who test hundreds of products that never get anywhere. I feel like we did sort of seize a lot of the opportunities as they came our way, though. When we did hit that product, we were quick to niche out. And then as we were still drop shipping, when we realized that shipping times were too long, we started buying stock in advance and getting it out to fulfillment centers so that, our customers were having a good experience with us. And then more recently, we've had a win that was a bit of a shock to me. We've always done free shipping. That was sort of one thing I was really adamant on keeping. And I really thought that it meant a lot to our customers. And earlier this year, we started testing paid shipping. And we did a lot of testing in the background, watching for conversion rate changes and so on. And there was no drop to our conversion rate whatsoever. So we've just added this like cream on top that's pretty much pure profit. That really, really shocked me how little people minded, going from free shipping to then having to pay for shipping, because we have a lot of repeat customers, but like no one's complained. It's blown my mind, really.
Yeah, that's really surprising. I'm quite shocked by that, as you said you are. But yeah, it's great that that's, as you say, pure profit on top. I'm sure not everything has been smooth sailing throughout the life cycle of this business. So what would you say was your biggest setback or challenge?
Like I said earlier, we were slow to hire initially. Like we were pretty good pretty early on at what we were doing, my husband and I. He was a little more open to handing off his tasks as we hired ad buyers, but I think I definitely kept control over my side of things, like a lot of the operations and running the website and so on, longer than I should have. And if we had hired earlier, we would have taken it to another level sooner.
Yeah, that's quite a common thing that I hear from a lot of business owners. It's hard to surrender that control. So, when it comes to drawing attention to your products and building a client base, do you use listing description, SEO, or PPC to drive customers to your products?
Shopify is still our main source of revenue. So we still do a lot of paid traffic from Facebook and Instagram. Our products are very easily lendable to great video ads, and we get a lot of good content from influencers. So that's our main driver of traffic. We also have focused on SEO for the last couple of years as well, and building all that in the back end just to make sure we're getting that traffic. And Google Ads is something we rely on as well. And then for Amazon, we're running PPC as well.
Perfect. Yeah. So you mentioned that you've had a lot of success with social media ads. You mentioned your husband was working on those Facebook ads fairly early on. Would you say that most of your traffic comes from social media?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So with all of that in mind, what do you see as the major growth opportunities with this business?
So I think there's two main ones. Amazon absolutely is a huge opportunity. We're Australian and Amazon's not really big here. So we've never really had that on our radar, I think I said earlier. So, that's one area that we've really only started focusing on properly for about a year. And there's so much growth potential there. And I think, the couple that's running it now have done well to get it to where it is, but I think there's probably FBA experts out there who could really unlock some massive growth. So currently Amazon still only makes up about 6% of our overall revenue. We're on Amazon US and UK, and we've got brand registry in both of those areas. Another big opportunity, I think, is wholesale. So in the last couple of months, we've gotten our brand set up and showcased on a pretty big wholesale platform, which a lot of the big box retailers use. And I think that combined with just a strong branding and strong social media presence over the last 5 years has attracted some attention. And we're actually starting to get some attention of some pretty big retailers and subscription box companies. So we've had some pretty exciting calls even just in the last month and this week even. So we're really excited to see where that's going to go, whether it be with us still as owners or with a new owner. Oh, and then TikTok. That's probably a third thing. I feel like, our target demographic and our branding lends itself really well to TikTok. And that's a really exciting new platform that can do some pretty cool things for our brand.
Yeah, absolutely. You do happen to be in quite a visual niche, so I think TikTok would work very well. You mentioned that you started off doing a lot of drop shipping and that you've slowly transitioned out of that. Can you walk me through what your current supply chain looks like? Where are your suppliers based, and how does inventory get from the suppliers to the customers?
Yep. So our suppliers are all in China. We've got 9 main core products. And then from those, we've got 27 variants. And then from there, we've got lots of kits and bundles that we make, and all kinds of combinations there. So there's 3 main suppliers that we've built great relationships with for, the last between 1 to even 3.5 years. They're always really helpful to help with any new product development and also making sure everything about our products is 100% up to our standards. There's one product in particular that makes up about 40% of the business, and we're on good payment terms with that supplier, and they're probably the one we have the best relationship with. And then we're actually about to launch a couple new products as well, so that's really exciting. And then we've got a small range of other suppliers for accessories and things like that. So that product I mentioned before that does about 40% of our revenue, their turnaround time is really quick. It's about 2 weeks because we've been ordering from them for so long, and we sort of, are regular with how many we order. They tend to pre-order the bottles and packaging before we even order or pay for anything. So they've always got that just ready to roll. And so they'll just sort of finish up what needs to be done on their end, which is about 2 weeks. Most other products are between 30 to 40 days. We do a combination of sea shipping, when we're organized enough. I think because we started off as drop shipping, we've just had this really fast model of fulfillment, from A to Z with our products. So we're not always that organized with the sea shipping. But if and when we do use the air shipping, our products are really small and light. So it's not incredibly expensive like many other products can be for that. And then from there, we have stock sent to 4 different 3PL warehouses around the world because we sell worldwide. Those 4 3PL locations are all owned by the same company, which is fantastic because it's just one team to work with. They're one system that has all of our stock counts in one place, all of our order lists. Yeah, so the logistics for fulfillment to the customer are super simple.
Yeah, that's a huge help. Having a unified 3PL on various continents is definitely a major asset.
Yeah, it's great. They're fantastic.
So it sounds like you've streamlined your supply chain very well. And you mentioned that you have also stepped back from a lot of the day-to-day activities. So what does a typical work week look like for you in running this business? How many hours do you spend on it? And what sort of activities take up your time?
Yeah, so my husband stepped back from the ad buying when he realized that someone with more experience could come along and probably do a better job at scaling us up. And then about a year and a half ago, we hired a head of marketing to take over a lot of the other tasks that I was doing. So we now have her as well as 2 other full-time employees who do a range of things, including running all of our organic social media, sourcing all the influencer content. And then our head of marketing oversees them, as well as liaises with a couple of other agencies that we use that cover the Facebook, IG ads, Google, SEO. They run all of our email marketing. They take care of the whole website, the Shopify site, which includes a subscription program, a loyalty program, a referral affiliate program. And then she also coordinates with the husband and wife that run the Amazon side of things that I mentioned earlier. And then we also have 3 VAs in the Philippines who have been with us for years. So they do all the customer service. They're really up to date and upskilled on the products, what variants and things like that would suit customers. They keep track of all the stock, coordinate with the 3PLs. They do even a lot of the reordering for us. And their whole side of things comes with SOPs. We've been really diligent with keeping up their manual. And they've got a lot of sort of canned responses, but that we really tailor for customers. So that side of things is really down pat. It's always been extremely important for me from the beginning that our customers have an amazing experience. I think that shows the quality of our products as well as that great experience that they have. We have a 35% returning customer rate on the Shopify store, which I think is something to be proud of. So yeah, we're really proud of our VAs and how they help customers through their journey. So then, yeah, our week really just consists with a couple of calls with the team, maybe 1 or 2. We like to keep our finger on the pulse and have a bit of input, but on the whole, it's a capable team that we give autonomy to. And then aside from that, my husband does the bill paying. So that might take him, a couple of hours a week. That's pretty much it.
That's amazing. It sounds like you've built out a really efficient team. As you say, that customer return rate is very impressive as well. So it sounds like the whole business is really running as a well-oiled machine at this point.
Yeah.
With all of that in mind, what do you think the biggest challenge will be for a buyer when taking over this business?
So classically, we've been quite heavily reliant on the Facebook and social media ads, like I mentioned. We've had a lot of success with it, but it's a bit unpredictable. And earlier in 2022, there was a glitch on the Facebook side that it took their engineers a couple of weeks to fix. And, it sort of gave us a scare. So we've been focusing a lot this year on diversifying, the channels that send traffic to the Shopify store. that's been really exciting to sort of pivot there. But I think that the challenge would be to continue this pivot and the focus on building out the other channels to not be so heavily reliant on the Facebook ads.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good shout. Diversity is always a good way to build a protective moat around the business. As the buyer navigates all of these challenges, how much support are you willing to offer them?
Well, we don't have a whole lot else, on our plate at the moment. So I'm happy for whatever is needed. I can't quite foresee exactly what they would need. But yeah, I mean, like email and phone support for 6 months, I think would be pretty easy for us to manage.
Yeah, fantastic. That's very generous. And I think buyers will be very excited to hear that as well. When it comes time to negotiating the actual sale, would you be open to something like an earn-out agreement?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty common at this level of sale, but we would be looking for a buyer that could, sort of meet asking price or as close to it. I mean, on the other hand, cash is also always preferred as well. So yeah, I guess it just depends what offers come up. And yeah, we would entertain negotiations with any scenario.
Okay, wonderful. And would you commit to a non-compete agreement?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, Miranda, that leads us to the final question of the interview, which is, if you had to put yourself into the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is a business worth buying?
Well, we've built this great brand over the last 5 years. It's been a slog, but it's been fun. Like I said, we've got a great returning customer rate on Shopify. We've got great reviews. We've consistently raised our AOV over the years, and revenue is still growing. But at this particular point in the business's life, we do have some pretty major opportunities, like Amazon, like I mentioned, just starting to grow, wholesalers and pretty big retailers starting to take notice. And then, yeah, even TikTok as an exciting new platform to explore. So I think it's a really exciting time for the business. And like, as painful as it might be for us to sell and watch it sort of take off, I still do truly feel like it's the right time for us and that another team could do it better. But I really feel like some big things are about to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like there's a lot to like about this business that'll definitely pique buyers' interest. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before we wrap this up?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Miranda, thank you so much for coming onto the show and giving us a little bit more insight into you and your business. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on here, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 61251. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.